Today, guys, we have the Jordan 4 Cave Stone. Some are gonna call them the poor man Travis Scotts. I already know what's coming. We got the Bape Samba collab coming in black and white, as well as in white and black. And last but not least, I don't know what the hell these are. Deep Royals, but are matted. They're coming soon. Let's get into this week's Got 'em Early. All right, guys, so we got a couple of things in today. This one in particular, we actually showed previously, but this one might actually take the cake, and that is the Adidas and Bape Samba. All right, guys, so there is no set release date on this particular collaboration. We did show you the white version. I want to say last week. The video is up. There's actually me holding the shoe, but this is the white version. These are both, I think, going to be dropping around the same time, if not the same exact date, but this is the white and black version, and I finally got my hands on the black and white version, and hopefully, did I say that 2 times? The white and black, black and white. Maybe I said it, I don't know. But this one in particular, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I might actually like the black pair a little bit more. Now you have, of course, the Bathing Ape logo featured on the side on the right shoe, and then on the left shoe, you got yourself the 3 stripes. See how those lines they kind of just lined up pretty magical. However, let me push it back a little bit, right? Boom, look at that, look at that. Look how they just correlate. You even have the Bape and Adidas logo featured right here on the side. These are, as stated before, Samba, Bape, black, and it says FTW white and gum. So you have the gum bottom. I thought the gum bottom on these were going to be more of that lighter brown, but they are the same exact gum bottom featured on the white and black pair. So overall though, very, very solid. The quality of leather on the black pair, in my humble opinion, is slightly better than that on the white. So if you see the white pair, very nice, very buttery, but the black is even more buttery. Buttery pancake, buttermilk pancake punjabi. You even see the wrinklings, the little Rumpelstiltskin nutsacks material going on that side panel, right? These things are A1 steak sauce. And I haven't bought a pair of Sambas in a minute. I might actually jump in on this once I find out the price point. Sambas typically retail for $100. Like, if these can keep this at 100 to 125, 150 is pushing it, but if we can get to 130 maybe, like, I will be somewhat okay with this. Now, are these gonna sell out? That part I don't really care about, but I do like Bape. I like Bape, I own Bape. I like Bape more than Supreme. That's just a personal opinion, but I wouldn't mind rocking with this. And Bape and Adidas have such a long relationship when it comes to collaborations. This one with this iconic Samba, I mean, you really can't beat it. I think we've had so far with the Campus Bape collab. I think we had some Superstar collabs as well. Samba collabs, NMDs, which I believe that's like kind of what kind of pop things off. But the Samba is one of those legacy sneakers that, like, you know, go in line with an Adidas Superstar, like, that they are now collaborating with, and this is a big, big moment for this collaboration. You have the Bape logo on the inside of the left shoe. On the right shoe, of course, you have the Adidas logo, the Originals logo. Extra set of laces. These are black. These are a little bit more of a textured material, and they also have the metal lace tips on this pair. Now, on the white pair, there was like a slight difference in color variation from white to like a more grayish white. These are just black and black. The duckbill is that rubberized duckbill, which is usually more of like a suede material. They went with that rubberized material on the duckbill, which is gonna help with creasing, also help with it just, you know, not getting scuffed up. Gum bottom, can't go wrong with that. Samba and a Bathing Ape on the tongue, A1 steak sauce with that. And overall, a very solid shoe, very solid quality. And this one, I'm gonna have to hold y'all, like, I'm gonna wait on it. They're coming soon. They more likely gonna be releasing sometime in September. But I've been unable to find a specific release date as of yet. I still feel some type of way, Adidas, though, with not getting them jellyfish, so I might have to hold out. I don't know. They're currently, though, in the secondary market for around $300 right now on StockX. That price to definitely come down. I don't think these are gonna go crazy like that, but to each his own. Like, I'm not spending $300. I'm not spending more than $150. But I like these, but I'm not gonna go crazy for the hype. However, when looking at the market, they looking like they might go up a little bit. Stay tuned though, because we may be doing a review on these. And if I do, I might just do them together. Stay tuned, I'm still deciding. More than likely, you'll probably see a review going into next week. Next up, we got a very weird release. I haven't even seen nothing about this. Like, this is my first time even learning about it. And I ain't gonna lie, they're kind of ugly. They're kind of yuck, right? but it's a Foamposite. We gotta show it, man. The Nike Foamposite Deep Royal. Now these aren't the Deep Royals or the Royals that, well, they were up here, but the Royals that we all love, right? These are Deep Royal, which is like a matted out version of that particular shoe. It literally has everything like the previous version, even the blue Nike check. Now, I want to say the one that released earlier this year was white with the blue outline. This one features a full-on blue Nike check. And they pretty much swapped everything of that metallic or satin or, you know, that shine for a more matted Deep Royal colorway of this particular pair. Even the bottom, check it out. Icy blued out, more translucent, I would say, but it's literally like the same shoe, but removing the shine. Now there's no set release date on this one either. It says fall, which more than likely is going to go sometime into September as well. The cough drops was a really weird shoe because certain sites dropped it without an announcement. The cough drops, they released, they're out, they came and went. It was really weird that Nike didn't do like a big release for that shoe. So with that said, they may do the same with this, where this release date might just come out of nowhere. I don't know, but it's really weird. I knew the cough drops dropped only because of Hibbett Sports, not because of anybody else. Even Soul Play had pairs and they have them online now. It wasn't like a big release, and it was very odd that they did that with that particular shoe with the type of story and how well it's loved in the Foamposite community. With that said, these right here, these things are gonna these gotta go straight to outlets. I gotta be 100. It just don't look right. I don't know. They're not ugly, but I don't need them. Now, I will say this material does feel better than the previous version. If you've been watching my channel, you'll know I talked a lot about how that material has been, and it's creased a lot. It's just like straight paper mache. The shit is horrible, right? These definitely feel better than some of them previous versions where I was worried about it being very creasable and not being as sturdy as the Foamposites once were. This one, in my opinion though, it does feel a little bit better. Overall, it does feel a little bit more sturdy, and I'm not worried about that. And it doesn't feel like taco meat sandwiches. It feels, for the most part, like a good foam. But I don't know. I think they're not bad, because if you look at it from on camera, like, they don't look bad, right? I think I'm more so like, the reason why I say they're ugly, or the more reason why I have an issue with it, is because it's literally the Royals, but matted. And I'm like, bro, I'm not finna spend another $200 something for the same exact goddamn shoe. I know one of you trolls out there saying, yeah, but you'll spend, you know, 180 on another Jordan 1 of a different shade color. Yeah, I understand, okay? Let me spend my money how I need to spend my money, okay? I don't know, that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think down below on that one. That's a pass for me. And last but not least, definitely a shoe in my opinion that I like, we all like, but the energy is not the same. Now we have this box here, which is the same, you know, the same box we had on those like Paris joints. Remember when the Olympics came? It's like that cement color once again. That's kind of like how it looks. But we're gonna get into it, man. Let's see these for, oof. They come in with this, that, you know, that taco wrapping, that Subway sandwich. Woohoo! The Jordan 4 Cave Stone. The poor man Travis Scott's, as I'm gonna call them straight up, right? Because right now, currently, these are sitting at like retail, slightly above retail, some pairs even below retail. The retail so far on what I've seen on these are $220. That's what I'm seeing. But I'm also seeing $215. So I'm seeing $220 on StockX. I'm seeing $215 on Sticker Bar Detroit. We'll have to just wait and see of what that ends up being, honestly, because it can always go either way. That's the problem with them removing retail numbers off of boxes. But I think they did that so that they can judge the pricing as the market goes on what it is and what is, you know, not performing well. The Jordan 4, though, being a silhouette that performs good for the most part, I think that these could be in that $215, $220 price range. And with that said, this is Jordan Brand seeing something and going the inline route. We seen them do it before with the Off-Whites in collaboration, where they dropped the Off-White collab, and then they were dropping a whole inline of Off-White type of looks of checkered. You remember the checkered hoodies, the orange hoodies? Everything had the Off-White feel, but it was just Nike only. Obviously, guys, we can see these and we know these to look a lot like the Travis Scott samples that we've seen throughout time. There's a purple version and there's a brown Travis Scott sample that we've seen, and they've never came out. So they probably went with the flow on that and said, you know what, we're gonna drop something that looks just like it, but it be our own, and we're gonna reap all the benefits. September 6th is the retail date for this particular shoe. It's called the Cave Stone. You got, of course, these earthy tones going out the shoe. It's really monochrome, really monotone. Hopefully, I could probably use both of those words, right? I'm trying to sound smart, but I think it sounds good. You also, of course, got a little bit of black, though, going on the webs, on the Jumpman, and you got Nike Air on the back. That is one reason why I'm thinking it might be towards that 220, because they charge you for that Nike Air on the back. I'm smelling it. It smells kind of good. It smells like that old like Foot Locker smell. I ain't gonna lie. But obviously, they're going for the fall vibes with this shoe. The shoe itself, the material utilized on here for the most part, like, I want to say that this is a suede. Like, that's how it kind of is giving off the vibes on it. I always have trouble when I'm trying to find out if something is suede or nubuck, because nubuck is leather that is shaved down to a very fine type of surface, while suede is the other side of leather, right? And you can kind of get them to feel a lot alike when you do it the right way. Like, these, for the most part, though, I can see a lot of the fur and the fuzziness that comes on the other side of leather of that suede, but it definitely seems to be shaved down a little bit. But it is giving me the feeling and the overall texture of what I would think would be more so of a suede than telling you guys that this is a nubuck. But the whole shoe has a very nice soft suede going on. It feels good overall. I'm not mad about it at all, not complaining about it at all. Definitely wide on the back. And I say that to say, just curious if they're going and sticking with the recent Jordan 4 shape that we have been seeing a lot of. And based upon the overall shape and how it looks even compared to this pair, it seems like that is the case. However, the back portion definitely seems a little bit wider on this one compared to your Jordan 4 Cements. With that said, man, this is definitely a shoe I'm kind of up in the air about if I'm going to grab or not. I'm definitely like picking and choosing my battles as always. These are very, very fire. I don't know, I got rid of my Jordan 4 taupes, and this reminds me a lot of the taupes, but in my opinion, I like these more than the taupes. So that is kind of where I'm at with this particular shoe. I don't have any brown Jordans like that. I mean, I got the cut the checks, the Jumpman Jacks, but nothing of this magnitude is straight up brown. Did I say orange, bro? Brown. Orange is still in my head from the Off-White talks, but I don't have nothing like this straight up brown in my collection, I don't think, all the way. The taupes was like the last thing, and I no longer have those, but these are clean, man. You even have the bottom black with the brown, which is slightly translucent outsole with that. Clean overall. They don't really give you the hang tags anymore on the Jordan 4s. Like, usually every shoe came with a hang tag. That ain't the case right now, which is odd. But definitely can tell even the tongue itself, if you can see, they went with the foam not being exposed, or the back portion of the tongue not sticking out. It's very cut off, as you can see, and that is something that I've noticed they've been doing more of with the 4s as well. But these are clean. These are right around the corner. They're really releasing going into not this Saturday, but next Saturday. So you will definitely be seeing a full-on in-depth review of this. I like them. You know, currently the secondary market, they're sitting at retail like $230, you know, $220 on some. I don't give a damn about that. I don't dictate whether I'm a cop a shoe or not. But what I would say is maybe I can get it on sale. I just doubt that, though. I think that these will sell out within maybe a week or something like that. They might not sell out the day of, instantly gone, bodied and all that, but I don't see these like this sitting, maybe some smaller sizes, because there is a full family size run of this shoe. Keep that in mind as well. But I think these will perform well. I think, man, 4s still hold a little bit of weight and a little bit of respect when it comes to the demand for them. So keep that in mind if this is something that you may be potentially after. But stay tuned. We'll get a full-on in-depth review of this one very, very soon. I love you. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.